XRP is going to absolutely slam the competition. And many people don't understand exactly why that is. Now, let me give you guys just a hint by showing you one document that was shared around a lot within the XRP community. ISO 20022 Let's Do It, or otherwise known as Rohitku, he shared this. Ripple, the only blockchain mentioned among ACH, RTGS, RTP, Swift, Fedwire, SEPA, and CHIPS. And indeed, when reading the document, you can find that Ripple is mentioned among these behemoths. Again, just for a second as well, go over to Ripple's website and see through everything that just moves along on there. Like, for example, Bank of America. And we can kind of sit here and talk about that specific or that specific bank for hours, but there are tons of different banks, tons of countries that are now trying to work around with Ripple to get something going in this space. And there are, again, multiple different verticals that they right now are working in, some of which include XRP, some of which will not. That's a logical thing. Again, XRP and Ripple are not the same thing. I know that. You guys know that. But when checking through what they do, cross-border payments, for the most part, that will include XRP. That's beautiful. Crypto liquidity, for the most part, it says crypto right here. I'm assuming a lot to do with XRP. CBDCs is the only one where it depends on how exactly it was built. But the way I see it, regardless of how they get this done, it could still utilize XRP in the middle of things, because that's one thing that people have kind of forgotten throughout the last couple of months here. Ever since Ripple got into this lawsuit, what I've noticed is people have stopped thinking of, exactly how is Ripple set up? Exactly what type of rails have been set for XRP, not only by Ripple, but by all the sort of people out there? For example, NFTs on the XRP ledger. How often are people talking about that? Sometimes they are, but not as much as I would have really expected. Again, I believe in manipulation, partially by the fact that they've been sued by the SEC, so people are a little bit scared to talk about it too much, and partially because again, of the SEC, they have not hit that all-time high again, and have not 3x from there, like Ethereum and Bitcoin and all these coins did. And so a lot of the enthusiasm of real bull market has not been witnessed, but I think will be coming back this next year. And also, since I believe the lawsuit is almost over, I believe a lot of this, more of the fundamental parts of the XRP ledger are going to start showing themselves again. One of those good examples is right here. Ripple's on-demand liquidity, which is one of Ripple's solutions that utilizes XRP within RippleNet, soars to record highs as the XRP army is eager to receive a verdict on the SEC lawsuit. Usually, if we look back a couple years, we used to cover this almost every single time that we hit an all-time high, because it was happening time and time again. Things were looking so amazing, and that's also because even though in America it's kind of stuck, which is the market that I focus on most for a lot of this news, it's not as if Ripple or the XRP ledger or XRP or anything like that is stopped in most other places around the world. It's continuing on. So again, their report was shared, I think, 3 or so days ago on January 30th, which is the Q4 2022 XRP markets report that showcases this. On-demand liquidity. Ripple's crypto-enabled cross-border payment solution launched in France, Sweden, and Africa. Now available in nearly 40 payout markets. Are you guys understanding that number of this little startup that people often call it? Of just how huge it is getting. 40 countries already. 40 payout markets. Markets might actually be different than countries in that sense. Total XRP sales by Ripple, which again you can say is good or bad depending on your perspectives. Net of purchases were 226 mil versus 310 mil the previous quarter. Persist released the first phase of the Ethereum virtual machine sidechain for the XRP ledger, which again is huge because that means more and more can be built on top of the XRP ledger. Albeit a sidechain, it's for compatibility purposes amazing. Again, we've covered many different times how for most blockchains out there, there's this like interoperability provider, like a layer 0 to certain degrees, but for the most part, getting yourself some sort of EVM compatibility for NFTs and for things of that nature is just very simple. And so that's a very big step in the right direction. on DevNet, which allows DeFi applications like Uniswap, Aava, and Compound to easily launch on the XRP ledger. We've also covered it before, how setting Bitcoin on XRP ledger is actually cheaper than setting Bitcoin via Bitcoin. And this is not the same thing. This is to utilize DeFi on the XRP ledger via a Ethereum-compatible sidechain. So again, to quickly describe it, this would just allow for a lot of new functionality to hop on. And this is beautiful for developers because, again, the XRP ledger in many ways is very sustainable, very cheap, very fast. It's just very nice to use. And this was an interesting part. Ripple remains one of the few crypto firms well capitalized and ready to meet robust customer demand in 2023 head on by continuing to hire strategically, invest in attractive opportunities, and build a platform that can allow traditional institutions to access crypto innovation on the XP ledger in a safe and secure fashion. I wonder exactly what they mean with this platform. I mean, we know the XP ledger on its own is a platformer. We know RippleNet includes a part, ODL, which utilizes the XP ledger. Does this platform here mean an all-in-one type of stop shop for crypto for these traditional institutions that is going to be spearheaded by Ripple? Does that mean a new rails? Does that mean a new thing? Or is that just a combination of all the different pieces that they have but then combined into one platform? Or what exactly does it mean? Yeah, we've covered all these parts again already, all the different launches of ODL related partnerships and expansions, which have been beautiful to watch. And last but not least, let me tell you guys one small little story. This article right here says the SEC is treating Ripple like a Ponzi scheme, law professor says. Whenever, and guys, this is very important, I'm with my friends here in Dubai, one of the things which I notice most often is they call me the XRP guy, where I usually think, I like XRP a lot, but it's not my full portfolio. Anyway, I also noticed that none of them really know too much about XRP, and most of them either say, that's kind of bad, it's kind of garbage, when, again, it's just the stance that they've taken because of all this mainstream coverage that just kind of treats it like a Ponzi scheme, where in reality, they just don't know that much about it, is my thought. To put it into perspective, the SEC really did not know what they were signing up for when they started this lawsuit, and right now, I honestly believe they're a little bit regretful of starting this whole drama. It would have been way simpler for them to keep going on for cases like the one against Library, where they have a way higher likelihood to make some sort of victory against them, and also at way lower of a cost. The only thing is, with Ripple, it's a $1.3 billion lawsuit. With a lot of these others, it will be like $100 million or so. But you have to understand, we can't really look at the SEC's allegation and this misinformation that's being spread as conclusive evidence, because we also know, well, they had very close connections to Sam Bankman-Fried and FTX, and they had all the insights that they needed, because why wouldn't they? Yet they were too late to also pinpoint exactly that all that stuff was wrong. And when we're looking at Ripple, these guys have been asking for regulations for so long. They've been pulling every single time of, hey, if there's anything, just let us know. They've got proper licenses as financial currency things. It's just, FinCEN literally said, hey, thumbs up to you guys, It's so crazy. But yeah, just wanted to get you guys in on that. The fact that things are about to get so much more beautiful as time progresses here. It's been on a low pit of fire for a little bit, but understand that the progress for the XP ledger is not sitting still. And by far is it one of the most undervalued cryptocurrencies for how good the technology actually is. I honestly do believe they're going to take over the moment that this lawsuit is finished, but don't underestimate how far they're actually getting in the background already. Just, again, for fun's sake, take a look at the numbers. Just for a little second, take a look at the numbers. 40 freaking countries, or 40 payout markets on ODL, up from just 3 markets 2 years ago when the lawsuit started. Are you understanding that? 2 years ago, 2020, this lawsuit started. They had 3 markets. Right now, the lawsuit is almost finishing. They have 40 payout markets. Just to kind of put it into perspective, how much they're growing in the background here. People are not noticing it, but don't stay stuck in this 2020 idea of Ripple and of XRP at the moment that they got sued. No, they've been progressing a lot, and even though you're not noticing it, it's really getting pretty wild up there.